Have you ever wondered what it takes to outsmart death itself? Picture our protagonist Bonnie, a woman of keen intellect and steel resolve. She, along with 7 other strangers, receives an invitation to a reality TV show set in a remote sea fort. The objective is simple yet challenging. Solve a series of puzzles to claim a grand prize, an opportunity that ignites a spark of excitement tinged with an unsettling sense of dread. Little did they know they were about to play the most deadly game of their lives. Every shadow seemed darker and prickle of fear exaggerated. Within the fortress, walls whispered of forgotten histories and treacherous secrets. The air was thick with tension, a palpable unease that clung to them like a second skin. As the contestants ventured further into the gloom, their true nature began to creep to the surface. Greed, like a slithering serpent, coiled around their hearts. Jealousy, that insidious green-eyed monster, gnawed at their senses. Desperation, a relentless driving force, twisted their faces into masks of deceit. The fortress, once just a stage for their game, had now become a mirror reflecting their darkest selves. Among them, Bonnie felt an uneasy prickling at the back of her neck. Something was off. The game was no longer just a race for the prize, it was a test of survival, a dance with danger. Bonnie's instincts told her there was more than what met the eye. As they descend, the traps became lethal. There was a killer among them. The game had morphed into a deadly contest, a dark dance of survival. Every step, every decision, every alliance was a gamble against the grim hand of fate. Each puzzle they solved was like a knot untied, only to reveal another, more sinister riddle beneath. The tension rose like a tide, and with it, suspicion and fear. The contestants began to look at each other not as competitors, but as threats. The fortress, once a symbol of challenge, became a cage of paranoia. Friendships shattered like fragile glass, their shards littering the cold stone floors. Trust was a luxury they could no longer afford. Alliances formed as ephemeral and volatile as the flickering shadows cast by the fortress's torchlight. They dissolved just as quickly, leaving behind a bitter residue of betrayal. In this lethal game, everyone wore a mask, each smile concealing a strategy, every kind word a potential trap. Bonnie found herself caught in a web of deceit and desperation, her heart pounding in her chest like a war drum. The revelation was shocking. The fortress was not a stage for a game, but a hunting ground, and they were the prey. The reality of their situation hit them like a cold wave, chilling them to the bone. The game was not about winning, it was about surviving. The final showdown was a battle of wits and survival, a test of courage and an examination of the human spirit. When it came down to it, Bonnie and the remaining contestants were pitted against each other in a macabre dance of death. It was no longer about the grand prize, but about making it out alive. As Bonnie navigated the labyrinthine fortress, each corner turned revealed a new horror. The once eager contestants were now a mere shadow of their former selves, haggard and filled with terror. The game had taken a toll on them, both physically and mentally. The once jovial group was now divided, each person suspecting the other. The fort, once a symbol of victory, had now become a prison of their own making. The air was thick with tension, and every whisper echoed the same thought. Who would be next? Bonnie's strength lay in her wit, and she used it to her advantage. She discovered the horrifying truth. The game was rigged. The host of the show was not just an ordinary man, but a sadistic mastermind who took pleasure in their suffering. The escape room was not a challenge, but a trap designed to bring out the worst in them. The realization hit her like a punch to the gut, a chill running down her spine. The escape room held secrets that would forever haunt her dreams. The laughter, the camaraderie, the anticipation, all were replaced by a deafening silence and a paralyzing fear. And when the game was over, when she stood on the shore, a survivor scarred by the horrors she had witnessed, Bonnie understood the true cost of victory. She had won the game, but lost a part of herself in the process. The sea fort, a silhouette against the setting sun, stood as a grim reminder of the horrifying ordeal. The game was over, but the memories would linger, casting a shadow over her life. What will you do if faced with a similar situation as Bonnie? Would you play the game or walk away? Share your thoughts in the comments below.